Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Like the new look, this is just a pilot episode. Like I said, I am trying to kind of redo this man cave setup. Anyway, on with the beer. This is another one that I got on Tavour. This is Drenched in Green from Sapwood Cellars in collaboration with Other Half Brewing, 8.1 ABV. So I guess this is a rebrew of a collab they did. It's super fresh, canned February 7th, like just over a month ago. So I pour it into the IPA glass, and yeah, that is a kind of milky white, maybe apricot kind of color, big white, just marshmallow frothy foam. It is still hanging around. Let's give this thing a whiff. I mean, I already know what it smells like. It's very citrusy, very tropical, but at the same time pretty dank. Actually, kind of reminds me of like a Fiddlehead IPA, one of those. Not quite as dank as that one, because I think this one's a little bit more on the fruity side than the, dank kind of side. But yeah, I mean, it just sounds very tropical, little dank. I woun't really say like peppery or spicy or anything like that. Like dank isn't really the same thing. It's more like a weed kind of character, but. Don't get any base malt on here, which is pretty standard with hazies. And I don't get any alcohol for 8.1 either, but let's jump in here. Cheers. It's good. You can probably tell by how much I drank off the first pull. This one has a bit of a sweetness. Even for a hazy. The hazies tend to be a little bit more on the sweeter side. In fact, a lot of brewers are even actually throwing marshmallow into the brew now, or at least maybe when they can it or something. But yeah, and also like when you have that kind of whipped cream kind of froth on the foam, it kind of just incepts a sweetness into your brain. Like, oh, this beer is going to be sweet. I'm not saying it's like super sweet, like a pastry shot or anything. I'm just saying, like, for an IPA, it is on the sweeter side. Because, like I said, I'm also getting tropical notes on this one. I'd probably put it like pineapple. Obviously, like a little bit of like a ruby red grapefruit on there as well. But to me, this strikes me as more juicy than like citrusy. There is a little bit of bitterness at like the first half or so, and then once it crests and you get into the aftertaste, the bitterness goes up a little bit. Yeah, so just like for a hazy, it's like, it's got that like kind of sweetness. I would say nice, soft, smooth, creamy texture. Yeah, I would say, like, I would go as far as say creamy. A little, but enough bitterness to like notice. And actually, now that I'm like really getting into it, I can actually kind of feel a slight warmth and drying sensation in the throat from that 8.1. Yeah, I would not call this beer refreshing. Even though it has a fruity flavor to it, I think it's just like way too dank to be refreshing. Yeah, I would not call it. This one doesn't have like that spicy peppercorn kind of sensation or like the grassy hops, which is actually kind of surprising considering this can is like super fresh. Grassy hops tend to be a thing with really long dry hop beers. All right, so before we get into the score for the Drenched in Green, by the way, I love when breweries have horizontal labels like that. Gotta remind you that I got this beer on Tavour, only $8 for this can, which I think is pretty good. That's about what I would pay at Total Wine or one of the local beer stores, especially considering the brewery and the style and ABV and all that. So if you want to sign up with Tavour, use my link in the description below. That'll get you $10 off your first purchase. Get enough referrals over there, I can get their influencer program, and you know what that means. Free beer. All right, so my score for Drenched in Green, I like this one. I'm not in love with it, but like I said, it's definitely one of the better hazies that I've had. So this is a solid 8 out of 10. Kind of B+ kind of range. Maybe 7.5. As always, follow me on Untappd, follow me on Instagram, because I do tweak the review sometimes. But yeah, if this is good enough for you, well, I'm glad you're watching. Speaking of which, you've watched all the way in. You know you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for Tuesday Night Beer School. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it.
Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.